Hey, um, today is November 5th or 6th, sorry. November 5th. I don't know what day it is. Um, and it is post-op day 6. That's what it is. For those of you that don't know, I was released or discharged yesterday around noon, or I think it was probably 11:30 when we left the hospital. Um, I am home. Yay. I'm very excited about that. I something happened on Monday night and things just started moving and I started producing a little bit more gas and my well my doctor's intern and the nurse practitioner came in about 7 o'clock on Monday morning. They're like, well, you look like you feel better. Um, I said, I really am. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, look at this. And well, Jason, my nurse practitioner, asked about my belly and he said, how's it feeling or whatever? How's your belly? And I was like, well, look, it's gone down by like half. So he was impressed by that. He asked if I was eating. And of course I was like, well, a little bit. I probably had, what did I eat that night? I think just a piece of bread with some butter on it and a few bites of mashed potatoes. So he was definitely not impressed with that, but he was happy with the way things were moving, the way that I was feeling, and just overall how I looked. He could tell that I was struggling. And I keep saying Monday, but I don't mean Monday. Because Mondays was my bad day. Tuesday, I got released about noon on the 4th. All those days in the hospital, I will tell you, run together like this big blur. You don't really know morning from night, and people are coming in at all hours. Probably every couple hours, someone's coming in checking on you, which is great in a way. Don't get me wrong, but it's also like I just wanted some uninterrupted sleep. And of course, being a night shifter, I swear I would sleep the best during the day. And that's when people are constantly coming in. How are you? Let me do this. Let me do that. And can we get you anything? So Tuesday morning when I woke up, it was when everything looked good. And Jason was like, well, what do you want to do? You want to get out of here? I said, yes, please. So he did all his mumbo jumbo and said that, depending on what we wanted to do that night, like he would try and get us out of there as quickly as possible. So Mom and I rounded up all of our stuff that we needed to do. She went to the pharmacy for me and got my pain pills and Prevacid until my bowels settle down. More than likely, I'm very apt and very prone to get heartburn. Just with everything moving slower, it sits there longer, and that acid has more of a tendency to creep up. It's another reason why I get the hiccups a lot. I also end up burping a lot around the time that I'm eating. Normally that air would pass on through, but because of how things are slow right now, just really, really doesn't. And it tends to come back up this way. So I ate breakfast that morning, Wednesday morning, before he let me go. Tuesday morning before he let me go. and didn't feel any nausea. I felt full easily. I think I had a piece of toast, half a cup of fruit, like sliced peaches, and then, oh, like half of my cereal. I ate some cereal that morning too. So that was good. Jason was happy about that. My pain was really under control. I really wasn't taking pain pills hardly at all. And I was getting Toradol Q6. The Vicodin he switched me to on Monday seemed to really be doing the trick because I would actually be awake and functionable, versus with being on the Percocet, it just snowed me. Again, I find that weird because I took straight hydrocodones after my very first surgery, and I was sleepy, but I knew that's what it needed to be doing. And then after the second surgery, I took Percocets, seemed to be doing just fine. So it's funny how each time I'm kind of affected differently. I also think it had a lot to do with the fact that I wasn't taking really anything in. You put a hydro or a Percocet on an empty stomach and it just rapidly gets through your system, and knocked me out. So, Vicodin, or they call them Norcos now. I don't know. I guess I'm old school. Call them Vicodin. And that seems to be working well. So, I was really tired by the time we got to the car. Not shockingly. I hadn't slept that great the night before. Woke up about 3 and I don't know. Thought it was time to wake up. So Mom and I hit the road. We decided to drive halfway on Tuesday. So we drove to Cincinnati and we stopped right outside of town to get some lunch since I had gotten discharged at 11:30. I was like, all right, I can't not eat, even though I really wasn't that hungry. So we stopped at Denny's and I ordered pumpkin pancakes, just 2 of them, and a side order of hash browns because that was about the only thing, really. Eggs are okay for me to eat, but they're a large gas producer, and I'm not willing to take that risk at this moment in time. So, I laid off the eggs, and the pancake was so good. I got a chocolate milk. I think I drank about that much of my chocolate milk. I ate about a third to, not even a half of one of the pancakes, and about a third of the hash browns. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so full. But it was amazing. It tasted really good. And then Mom and I got back on the road. We decided we were like at the exit for Grandpa's Cheese Barn, which is like an amazing, amazing place right outside of Cleveland. And normally I can go through there and taste whatever I want. They have meats, cheeses, beef jerky, sausage, pickles, jams, jellies, all sorts of dips, and just amazing, amazing stuff there. Really, the only thing I could taste this time was cheese because everything else isn't technically on the diet yet. And I don't know if it was because I was full from eating right before that, but I went through and tasted a good amount of cheeses. And there were a couple I was like, ooh, that was really good. But there was nothing that stood out like, I don't know. It was weird because I really didn't think that any of them tasted great. And I've been there before and they're all pretty dang good. So I feel like my taste buds are a little off. Maybe it's just because I'm not truly hungry yet, and I'm not like, I'll feel hungry, and like I said, a third of a pancake. Well, for all y'all that know me, this girl can eat a lot more than a third of a pancake. So that part's not fully there yet, which is fine. Doesn't surprise me. Um, we still ended up buying some cheese because as soon as I do feel better, you bet your butt I'm gonna be eating that cheese. Um, let's see. Mom got some pickles and she got something for my sister-in-law. Can't tell you yet because I think she's gonna send it to her. So we did that and we got back in the car. I took a pain pill and was like, I'm done, I'm out. And I slept pretty much until we got to Cincinnati, which was great because the car ride's pretty bumpy. Even though this isn't probably as bad as the other ones now. And for that car ride, well, I was in the hospital 2 extra days this time too. So I think pain management wise, it's okay, but you hit that bump and you're like, oh, it's smart, and reminds me that it's there, and that I had to be a little more careful. But Mom and I got to Cincinnati. I felt okay, not great, but not bad either. I talked to my brother, and oh bless him, he was like, God, you must be feeling better than last night. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I turned a corner. And he's like, yeah, you had me worried. He's like, he's like, I could tell through the phone that you did not feel good. And I was like, I know, I didn't. I was like, and now it's tolerable. I can tell things aren't moving nearly the way that they should. And I told Mom tonight, like, I can almost feel like as food progresses through my system, which I will tell you is weird. So weird. But I'm definitely not getting that as fulfilling. Like, I feel like maybe I'm like stopping right before that happens, which is perfect. That's exactly what they want me to do. I'm also able to drink a little bit more today without getting super, super full. It seemed like for a while there it was either like drink or eat. I couldn't do both at the same time. And let's see. I did get kind of a bout of nausea this morning after breakfast. Like, slept pretty good in Cincinnati. It was nice to finally be out of the hospital, and I took a shower for the first time in 5 days. 5 days, which is kind of gross. But it's just something you don't necessarily want to do in the hospital. You have IVs that you have to worry about, and then taking your fluids in there, or even once I was off fluids, I still was like, well, if you're, possibly going to let me go tomorrow, I can wait one more day. So that part was good. Like I said, so the shower felt amazing. A different bed felt amazing. So woke up this morning, didn't really feel that great. Like, I felt just kind of blah, and was pretty sore. Always get a little more stiff during the night. Woke up with a moderate amount of bloatedness, and I was really nervous when I first took my shower and took the bandage off, because I saw like this, like a perfect outline of an intestine almost, like pooching through my stomach. We call those loops in babies. And I could push on it, but it felt pretty dang hard. And so it made me really nervous, like, oh no, is another ileus forming? Like, that's really close to the site. Is this gonna, like, affect me in somehow? So I was really nervous to even eat last night. I had a couple breadsticks with cheese. But everything seemed, I mean, it still kind of looked the same this morning, but it was softer. So I was happy about that. And things are still moving, things are still coming out. So, God, I'm sorry, this is all over the place today. So really, for breakfast, I didn't eat much of anything today. I ate probably half a bowl of cereal and about 3 bites of yogurt, and that's all I could get down. I didn't have anything to drink. I was like, oh God, please don't let me be getting dehydrated. But it was okay. And by lunchtime, I had almost an entire cup of soup. Mom and I stopped outside of Mount Vernon, Kentucky, and I got a cup of soup, and I had a dinner roll and some sweet tea. So that was good. That all went down really good. I felt fairly good afterwards. But after breakfast this morning, I did feel nauseous. Like, the first part of the drive was kind of miserable, actually. So, I think it's just going to be hit or miss for a while. The entire time I was in the hospital, people kept asking me about my butt and if it hurt yet. And they warned me even before. My nurse practitioner that I worked with in pre-op said, make sure you get the butt paste because your butt is going to be raw. You haven't used it for 10 months, so I'm just warning you, it's going to hurt. And that's like their number one complaint, is that people's butts hurt. So the whole time I was in the hospital, I was like, no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Well, before Jason dismissed me, I said, hey, everyone told me to get this butt paste. So, might as well give it to me because I feel like it would be a bad omen if I didn't. I'm not even kidding you. By the time I got to Cincinnati, I was like, God, it kind of hurts down there. And it is. It's kind of raw, and it's inflamed, and it's technically not very happy that I'm using it again. And it hurts when I go, like, miserably so. I told Mom, I was like, like, this was one of the reasons why I wanted to have this surgery, and I didn't expect it to be like this. I knew what to expect, and I knew that I would go often, and I knew that the pouch isn't going to hold very much, and my stools are liquidy right now, or super soft. They're definitely not formed. But I really didn't think, like, watching the CMAs tonight, like, I had to go twice during 3 hours. And I was like, this is why I had this surgery, so that I didn't have to do this anymore. So it kind of gives me that nervous anxiety of, take a deep breath. This is only because, this is less than 7 days old at this point. I've got to give it a chance to get reacclimated to functioning as one full unit down there. And yes, my butt hurts, and yes, I'm going more than I would like to, but it's nothing like it was before, where I would have to sprint across the room to get into the bathroom, or I couldn't finish a meal without having to get up and go to the bathroom, or I couldn't finish a workout, which, granted, I haven't done any of those things yet, but hopefully by the time a month rolls around and I'm ready to start working out again, like, this won't be as big of an issue. But I am going to ask my doctor how long my butt is going to hurt, because 2 days, I'm about over it. um, other than that, the only other silly issue is probably the fact that 28 years old, no kids, and this is my second time of dealing with a hemorrhoid. That again, from going to the bathroom 20 times a day. I was so excited when it finally went away. The one good thing that came out of that bag was that things finally calmed down there enough that it went away. But all in due time. All in due time. Yeah, this one should come with a warning. It's maybe TMI, but I did say I was going to be honest about everything, and this is the shit I've been going through. So, welcome to my world. I did receive a very nice card in the mail from my neighbors back home. Thank you, Pam. I will send you a formal thank you in the mail. I also got these awesome, I don't know if you guys can see them, these bird earrings. One of my mom's good friends, and she's a good friend of mine too, Kim Wilhoff. She was wearing these, and my mom loved them and thought it'd be such a great reminder for me, and I can actually see it. And because Davery always called me a shitbird, so I'm rocking those tonight. Those were 2 little things I had in my mailbox when I got home, so thank you guys very much. Thank you all for the prayers. Feels so good to be home, and I will try to keep you all updated. I think tomorrow might be a Walmart day. If it's rainy and gloomy like this, I probably won't go for a walk, so we'll just have to walk around Walmart or something. So hope you guys are all having a good night, and we'll talk to you soon.